A man in hospital bed counting his last breath, thinking I can feel that I'm going to die in any moment. Maybe even I'll not be able to complete what I'm thinking right now. But have I lived my life successfully? What is life? I spent almost 70 years in this earth. Now it just seemed like yesterday when my mother bid goodbye from the school gate. At the first day of school, I can remember my mother's worried face for me that day. The memory is still so fresh. That time I thought to be successful in school means I'm living my life. After that I realized if I'll be successful in college, then I'll be living my life to the fullest. But then I thought it's wrong. I'll get to know what the actual meaning of living life when I'll get a good job. But getting that job seemed not enough for me. I didn't feel fulfilled enough. I thought, what's life if I don't have a big house and a decent car? But again I was wrong. After I got those, I realized that marrying someone and taking care of children by earning more is life. But time flew by. After spending so many years in earning, I got old. And now I'm in deathbed, counting my last breath. All the moments are flashing in front of my eyes, just like a movie in fast forward. And now I'm thinking, if I have just one reset button, only one chance to live again, then I would live this entire life differently. As I understood that. Okay, let's stop the story here. After this, the old man said one of the valuable things, but I'm coming to that later. Let's jump to the topic. It's very clear from the story that time flies. Not when you're old, but even at 31st December's night, when we look back to the year, we think, wow, the year passed in just a blink of an eye. And I think this happens with all of us. We are so busy in our life that we don't realize how fast it is. As we go through the experts' research, then they say if you live 75 years, wow, 75 years? Am I gonna live that long? Anyways, let's come to the point. If you are going to live for 75 years on average sleep 7 to 8 hours a day, then we are almost spending 25 years in sleeping. And again, if we count 8 hours a day of time in weekdays for our school and college, then it would roughly take about 5 years of life. And again, if we count the working hours of 7 to 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, then we are spending approx 10 years of our life. Plus, if we count the travel time of our coming and going to work on approx about 7 to 90 minutes a day, then we spend about 3 years of our life. And that's not the end. How can I forget the most important thing? That is eating. If we take almost 50 minutes in eating a day, then it takes about 3 years of our life there. So that means if we subtract that 25 years, it comes up to 50 years. And if you subtract our education's 5 years, it becomes 45 years along with the subtracting our works and travel times 10 and 3 years, then we got 32 years to live. And lastly, subtracting 3 years of our eating, it gets clear that we live 29 years to live. So we got 29 years to live. Okay, hold on. One more thing is left. The study also found that we spend more than 100,000 of hours on entertainment that can be on our phone or watching TV. That summed up to 10 years of our time. So subtracting that, we got 19 years to live. If we want to see that timeline, then probably it would look like this. But do we spend this time wisely? Not too much sure, because there are depression, heartbreaks, illness and many things that we go through in our lives. So we are not considering that as living. Now, you're probably going to say that, are you going to make us depressed by watching this video? No, absolutely not. Now you'll probably know why I said these things. As in this context, I'm going to end that story that I began. So at last, the old man died, saying his last words that I would live this entire life differently, as I understood that living the life in the present moment, making every second count by being happy and giving happiness to others is life. So the conclusion of the story, if people say by eating, working, sleeping, experiencing entertainment is waste of our time and life, then we are not going to buy that. What matters most is, are we spending our time feeling good? Are we working happily, loving our work? Are we sleeping at night like a child sleeps with a calm mind? Are we eating our foods, enjoying all the flavors in our mouth? Are we spending our leisure time doing what we love or with the people we like? Don't you think if we do these things, then at the deathbed everyone will see a smile on our face? It's just like the words that Einstein once said to us. Put your hand on a hot stove for a minute and it seems like an hour. Sit with a pretty girl for an hour and it seems like a minute. That's the secret of life. Do the things that makes you feel better and then life will not seem short. It would just be a joyride that at the end we all will be grateful of. So that's it for today. Hope it adds some value to you. My next video will be on colors. Meet you in the next one. Till then, stay present.